Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I thought I would do a video on a topic that I was dealing with personally, and I don't know the order that the videos, this might come out before, but I did this video on having a hard week. If it's out, you'll see it here, at least by the time that it comes out. And I was talking about how, that I had a tough week, that I was not feeling motivated and stuff like that, and it happens to all of us. But I was thinking about a sort of like a cure for this. By the way, this video also comes from, it was upvoted on the Patreon Trello board. So if you are a Patreon subscriber or pledger, and I think it's at the $10 a month level that you have access to Trello board. You can check that out here if you're liking these videos. I'd encourage you to join the community. You also get access to the Facebook community, which is pretty dang awesome. We've got like 200 awesome people in there, but you might want to check that out. Anyway, what I was going to tell you about today is, a lot of times I've got a solution for you if you feel like, if you're feeling like crap, right? A lot of times when you don't feel good and you're feeling tired and you're feeling down and you're feeling kind of depressed or there's a real simple solution. And I like this quote. I don't know where it's from. I'm gonna have to look up this quote. But when nothing works, work works. I think that's the quote. I might be butchering it, but anyway, the concept is fairly simple, but the medicine is not that pleasant. Which is when nothing else works, when you're feeling bad, work hard. And this seems really silly. I know that you're like kind of rolling your eyes here. That's what a type A workaholic would say. And it might be, actually, except a type A workaholic might say, work hard and drink some scotch. But my advice is simply that a lot of times when you're feeling not so great, working hard is going to make you feel good. There's almost nothing better, right? When you look at it, like in life, right? There's almost no better feeling than doing some digging in, rolling up your sleeves, and doing some really hard work. And I know, again, that this sounds a little bit silly, but when you think about it, at the times of life when you were most satisfied, when you felt most pleased with yourself, when you felt most content, it was probably after you just accomplished, you just busted some butt, you just did something hard. And a lot of times, I'll have some kind of task that I'll be procrastinating on, right? And I don't want to do it. And because I don't feel like doing it. And the reason why I don't feel like doing it is because I'm in a bad state. And what I don't realize, and this is, I'm still capable of this flaw, right? I'm telling you, all the videos I make, by the way, are not me bragging. What they are is me showing you how stupid I am and the stuff I figured out. That some of you already figured out already, but I'm figuring it out and I'm sharing it for the benefit of you. So every time that you hear me like preach some kind of wisdom or some kind of thing, it's because I'm dumb. It's because I didn't know this. It's because I had to figure this out because I screwed up. So just to caveat that, right? Because sometimes I think it could be the wrong impression. But anyway, when I am feeling like that way, procrastinating, right? I don't want to get stuff done, and so I'm not getting done what I need to get done. I don't realize that the very cure for that is just doing the thing and working hard on it, right? That I'll actually feel better and feel more motivated and feel like working once you get working. And this is, this concept is probably not new to you if you're familiar with the Pomodoro Technique. You can watch my video on how I plan my week. And the way I plan my week is basically based around this idea, right? It's around this idea that once you get going, right? And Pomodoro Technique is basically based around this idea that once you actually just focus and start going and you're into the work, you're typing your book or you're typing your blog post or you're writing your code for 5 minutes, you're going to get drawn into it, right? And then you're going to be motivated and you're going to keep going. It's just getting that initial momentum started on anything, getting the momentum, getting out of bed, getting on the treadmill, right? Getting to the gym. That's the hardest part, sitting down at the desk, right? I recommend this book. I'll recommend it again. It's called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Go get it here. If you struggle with procrastination and you like some epic prose, this guy is a masterful communicator. This book is like a work of art as well as a sense of a work of human motivation. read that book. It's a good book, right? Really good book. The premise of the book is essentially that the hardest thing is to sit down at your desk and do the work. Right? He has another book called Do the Work. I don't think it's as good. It repeats a lot of the same concepts. War of Art is phenomenal. Now, that seems wrong, right? To most of you, that seems wrong. Most of you are saying, a lot of you are saying, and I don't want to say most of you, because I know that a lot of you that watch these videos have already have the change in mindset and have this kind of mindset already. I'm preaching to the choir, but a lot of you think that when you feel bad, when you don't feel motivated, again, I did a video on how do you work when you don't feel motivated, right? You can check that out. But when you think that when you're procrastinating because you don't feel motivated, that's time to back off. That's time to take a break. Oh, you must be exhausted. And then you fall into the spiral of depression and self-defeatist attitude, because what ends up happening is, okay, a lot of the times the reason why you're procrastinating, you don't feel like doing work, is because you procrastinate, right? You somehow you didn't do your best and you beat yourself up. You feel guilty. That's a lot of the reason why we procrastinate, is because we've already screwed up so much. This is going off the rails, right? I think I did a video on going off the rails. I'm just gonna point to all kinds of videos on this one. But anyway, my point is this, is if you do not break the chain, right? If you do not actually get the work done, sit down, work hard, right? It's going to be a spiral, because you're going to feel even worse about yourself, which is going to make you feel less motivated, which is going to make you procrastinate more, which is going to make you avoid the work more. And then finally, at the very end of the day, you're going to get a little bit of the work done, but not as much as you could have. And you're going to feel bad about yourself. And this repeats and repeats. And this can go on for years. You can go in a downward spiral where you constantly miss the gym, where you constantly miss your commitments, where you constantly are late, where you constantly feel bad about yourself the whole time. And the spiral goes down and down and down. And then what ends up happening, you wonder how people get like $50,000 in credit card debt. And you're like, what? Or they're 400 pounds. And you're like, what happened to you, man? How did you not see this coming? It's because the downward spiral. So you have to break the chain as soon as you can. And I'm telling you, you don't know it right now. But again, I want you to think back. I want you to go back in your head. Close your eyes now if you need to. And think about some of the times when you felt most on top of the world, when you felt most at peace with the world, most satisfied with yourself. And maybe it's right after sex, but probably, besides that, it's going to be after you busted your ass doing something, working hard, achieving something, right? Accomplishing something, really, really focused, in the zone, working, right? I know this seems weird, but this is, as humans, this is kind of what we're meant to do, is to do something. Right? We can't just sit on our butts. We want to accomplish things. We want to work hard. And you forget that. I forget that, right? It's the same thing that we forget. We go out drinking, right? And we wake up the next morning, and what do? You get a hangover, and you're like, oh man, God, I'm never, ever doing that again, right? Or maybe you eat too much food at Thanksgiving dinner, and you're like, oh, that was not a good idea. I'm never doing that again, right? That was bad. But then you forget it. Right? You forget how you felt at that time. So what I'm telling you right now is remember how good it feels. Implant it in your head. Close your eyes if you have to. Remember how good it feels to get some work done, to get some shit done, to accomplish, to kick ass. And you have the power to do that right now. Whatever it is you're avoiding right now, I send this on Twitter all the time. I'm like, whatever it is you're avoiding, get it done. Go do it now. I don't remember the exact quote. But that's what's going to make you feel better. Nothing else is going to make you feel better, or nothing is going to make you feel as good. You think that going and procrastinating more and going and playing and goofing off is going to make you feel better, but it just makes you feel more guilty. You suffer the consequences. But when you go and you do the work, when you go and do, and if you don't even have something you're supposed to do, if you just say, man, I'm going to go dig a ditch. I'm going to go figure out something that I can either use my mind or my body to work hard. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel good. I guarantee you're going to feel good at the end of that. It really is a good cure. When nothing else works, work works. And it's true for a lot of situations. It doesn't solve every problem. You can't work your way out of every single problem. Sometimes you have to deal with them at a different level. But this is something that I found that I think is useful, and you may as well. But you got to remember, just like the hangover, just like eating too much, you got to remember that I felt pretty good after I worked hard, and even though I was procrastinating before, and you got to remind yourself of that all the time. So anyway, that's it. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you would like to join the Facebook community, if you'd like to get access to the Trello board and all that, check out the Patreon page. This supports the YouTube channel. And I think, it depends on where we're at by the time you're watching this video. But the goal is to hit $2,000 a month. And we remove all the ads from the channel because, who likes ads? I don't like ads. So anyway, that's it. I will talk to you next time. Take care.